What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel for another video. What we're going to do today is we're just going to kind of talk about some of the upcoming stuff that I think that I want to put out for a video and maybe get into talking about some dogs, just some random stuff. But let's go ahead and jump into this video. Alright, so what I have done, I've actually, like I said, I went out and got the mini Pathfinder 2. And what I plan on doing is doing a video on this. I haven't got out a lot, but I want to run that a little bit more before I actually do that video for you guys. What I can do in this one is I can just basically show you the size difference between the 1 and the 2 mini. So there you go. Relatively a lot smaller. Okay, so the issue that I was having with the full-size collar on Tilly is that if she got to running a lot or running real fast and I didn't have this thing cocked way over here on her neck, way off to the side, and it was down here underneath where it's supposed to be, what she was doing is this, and she was hitting her legs on this, and Tilly has busted her legs up pretty good on this, and she's got some marks that haven't went away yet. And I just kind of had to make sure that I had that thing over here and I had it pretty tight, right? So she wasn't just hitting herself when she's running through the woods. So that was one thing that was really getting under my skin about that. And I want to give a huge shout out there. I don't even know who it was. There was a guy that made a video about running beagles with this full-size collar, and that was his trick to fix that issue, and that really helped me out, man. So I really greatly appreciate that, along with the guy on YouTube that showed us how to run a full-size collar, a full-size GPS collar on a small dog by switching your collar placement like this, right? So that might be a video that you guys want to check out. If you guys want me to do that and show you how to do that, I will go ahead and do that for y'all. That trick actually got me to get that onto a pup, even a coon dog pup. A lot of them are too small for that collar. But again, just show y'all this. Y'all know what it is, right? So here's the difference in the units. Okay, this button here, the buttons are here instead of down the middle. Now, being that I have ran this for so long, this is kind of new, and I don't really like change so much, but I'm not going to knock this yet, right? I'm not going to give you guys a review on this until I've ran it enough, okay? So there is changes in the app as well, and there's changes to the product itself. So we'll be having videos on that come out. I also have a video that I'm going to need to be getting out, a review from Pet Hay. They have another unit that they sent me that they want me to review, so I'll be having that one come out too. Another thing that I wanted to try to do, which I just kind of haven't had the chance to, and that is do some more hunting. Way that it has kind of shook out is if I take Tilly out and the squirrels are just not moving, she's doing nothing, right? She's just doing nothing. And I'm walking 2-3 miles in the woods, and if I don't see a squirrel or she don't see a squirrel, we're just walking in the woods. I don't necessarily like that so much, and it's a waste of time to me a lot of the times because I'm carving out a bunch of time to go to the woods, and when I get out there and there's nothing moving, then it causes an issue for me because I've wasted time, I've wasted the money, I've wasted the gas. Now, I'm not saying that I don't enjoy Tilly as a dog and I don't enjoy her when the squirrels are moving, but it's just kind of one of those things. It kind of just puts a damper on it. Now, y'all have all went with me on this journey of squirrel hunting. It's from the time that I picked her up, all the training that I done on her, up until her treeing her own squirrels and me actively hunting her. Now, just the reality check about Tilly is she's not a deep hunting dog. Okay, she does not go farther than a 150. She's been farther than 150 for me exactly one time, and that was for about 2 seconds. She does not go deep for any extended period amount of time. She will go at the most for 2 or 3 minutes, and then she's right back to me. She typically stays within 50 yards of me at all times, unless she goes out on a little run, right? So you guys have all seen this kind of stuff, but the reality of the situation is walking her is the only option because she will not peel off. I have not did the due diligence or had her in the woods enough to even call that a bad habit or something that she won't change in the future. But me being going to the woods and kind of having this hit or miss style hunting, which I don't know that much about squirrel hunting. I know one of the subscribers did tell me that hunting squirrels is very hit or miss like that, but for me, I'm just so used to the coon dog stuff. You cut a dog loose, you're doing something, right? It's gonna go find something to do. It's gonna go bark. It's gonna go tree. It's gonna do something every time that you put it in the woods, and that it's kind of hard to reconcile those two things, especially taking time out of the daytime too. So that's a new thing to me. Let me know, you squirrel hunter guys, how you guys deal with this, and if it is just me, or is that just like the regular going rate for squirrel hunting? You go out, you not see nothing, or you go out and you see them, right? So it's kind of like, I assume that's the right way, but man, that is just kind of like, that puts a sore spot right in your heel where you're walking all through the woods, man. So, I mean, it's all good, it's all fun, and I've had a great time training Tilly and going to the woods and hunting her. Obviously, I've went out and purchased a mini unit just to keep on hunting her, and I plan on keep on hunting her. Season's almost over here, so we have until the 31st, and then it's going to be off-season stuff. I don't have any kind of plan, and I kind of stalled myself out. As you guys know, that I've kind of went over into back into my music, dealing with that severe weather that we had going on up here for a while. So I have some things drumming up for that, and I also have some outlooks for getting some hunting done. I want to kick out some more videos for you guys, but I feel like at this point I have said so much stuff that it's kind of hard to keep covering things. I was kind of wondering about maybe going back in and touching on the breeding kind of thing, because them were very good videos, and they had a lot of great information in there, but there's also still things that we could still talk about, and I don't know how in depth that you guys would like to get about that, about my knowledge or any of the subjects that I've talked about, because a lot of the stuff is I'm just giving you guys a surface idea and going into that idea, when we could really deep dive into a lot of this stuff and just go deeper and deeper and deeper. But at a certain point, we're just going deeper into what I think, right? So we're just going deeper into my perspective on things once we get to a certain point. So it's just kind of like, you guys, I'm not trying to make anybody think the way that I think about hunting or think the way that I think about training dogs. I just want to share my experience, share my thoughts, without being too overpowering or trying to get into people's brains and be like, you have to think this way, or you can't do this, or you can't do that, because that's not the right idea. We just want to have a good time, and we want to train good dogs, and we want to have decent times in the woods, and we want to make sure that we're paying attention to some things that could really help us out, and not looking over some things that could really be hurting us, and we're just not aware of it. And I think the general going rate and the general opinion of a lot of the guys, and I feel the same way too, is, yeah, we can go to the social media. Okay, so we have the Facebook group. I'll post a picture right here. That's up to 15,000 members now. We have YouTube we can go to, and we have social media that we can go to, and we have all these different creators and all this different content that we can watch and consume, and get out there and get information that we think we need. We can deep dive on the internet. We can do all the research at the end of the day. But really, at the end of the day, what you need to do is you need to just get up, and you need to go out there, and you need to fool with that dog. You need to take that dog to the woods. You need to do what you think you need to do with that dog and get a ball rolling in some direction. Now, it's very easy to get stuck in the idea of, I'll just watch a couple more videos and we'll not hunt today. But that's not kind of the idea of the channel. I'm not trying to take people out of the woods and bring them here to the channel to sit and watch me for 20-30 minutes at a time, sit and just ramble on and talk about stuff, even if it is good information. But the idea is, when you do get up and you do go and you do get out there and you do go ahead and hit the woods, that we're thinking that we're operating goodly, and because a lot of times is, okay, so what could really happen to a fella is, you can just get kind of plinked in the world of coon hunting, and you don't have any clue, you don't have any idea, and maybe you've got a dog and you're so excited, and it's your first dog, and you're training on that dog, and you just don't have a clue what you're doing. And what that does, it just causes you to fray and crack and have, worry yourself over stuff and overthink things, and we're just not thinking clearly, or not getting the big picture of things. And sometimes it's good to just sit back and relax and take stuff in, and maybe watch a YouTube video, or maybe scroll on the Facebook a little bit and get some information. And sometimes we come across that idea that goes, boom, okay, I know exactly what I'm doing. And some guys will get right up and go do it as soon as they figure it out, right? So, 90% of all of this is mulling. That's what that's what I will just say to you guys. Especially if you're really concerned about getting a dog rolling, especially if you're really avid and really adamant about getting a dog trained, and you don't have all the time in the world, and you're not rushing, but you feel a need, or you feel want to get a dog trained. It's never not there, right? It's always in the back of your head. I'm at work thinking, oh man, is my dog barking? I need to go check on my dog. Did I feed him? Did I make sure this? Did I make sure that? What are we going to do next time? And it's kind of like a pit that gets set in your stomach that you sit and you have to mull over and mull over and mull over and mull over. And whether guys think of it that much or not, I think there's an immense pressure on a lot of folks and a lot of guys to go ahead and get it accomplished, because training a dog, no matter how hard, how easy, how quick, how long that it has taken you, how many roadblocks that you've overcome in training a dog is a very good accomplishment, right? Especially a coon dog, especially a hunting dog. It makes you feel really accomplished, and you've put a lot of work and a lot of hard work and diligence into that dog. And to see that dog to do what it's supposed to do, it's a proud moment, and you can really pat yourself on the back for doing so. I know that feeling, and I know that pressure to go ahead and get a dog fixed and get a dog run and get a dog hunted and get a dog under a tree and get something out to it. And another thing is there's guys out there, man, that have dogs that do stuff, and they just haven't done it the right way. The dog hasn't done it the right way yet, and they're just hunting it, and they're hunting it, and they're hunting it, and they're hunting it, and it's just this never ending. I'm just hunting the dog, and he just hasn't done what I need him to do yet. He's doing stuff, but he just hasn't done it yet. That is kind of the worst case scenario, and as far as the worrisome and as the worrying and mulling over a dog and what's going on with the dog, is when you get stuck in a rut like that with a dog, to where they're running track and they're pushing around, and maybe they'll bark up a tree a little bit, or they're treeing up and you can tell, but they're not staying, and you're just living in this lull of no trees, living in this lull of no coons coming down, living in this lull of what you would just imagine. Like, I can't imagine what this dog is actually doing out there. And that is just kind of like the ball's in the dog's court in that sense, and the ball's in the dog's court to go ahead and figure that out. Or it's in our best interest to really assess and rethink what we got going on, and maybe we can cut him behind this, or cut one out for him, or run him with another dog, or shine one, or do any of these little things to get a coon in front of him to see if he will finally click it over that final last notch. And some dogs, they're just kind of hard to do learning. they're just kind of hard learning, or they're just constantly not grasping a concept, and that will put you in a bad spot, especially as far as going over the mulling and the putting the pressure on your mind and stuff. And I think to be a dog trainer, to an extent, you have to kind of be not obsessive, but borderline obsessive about the stuff, because we have to be on top of it, and we have to be diligent, and we have to do our work, and we have to pay attention to what's going on, because if you don't, then things fall behind, dogs fall apart, dogs forget things, we're falling out of a groove, we're not having such a bond with the dog anymore, or just whatever. All these things that were clicking are just not clicking anymore. So it is definitely one of those things where it's up and down, up and down, up and down. Like right now, so far, I've done all the tactics that I've told you guys. The only thing that I have not done for Tilly more is ran her drags. I've only ran her one drag ever, and I'm sure if I went and I ran her a couple drags, she might do a lot better in the woods. But at the same time, I don't know if it would do her any good, because she is such a sight and ears dog, right? So she's eyes and ears, if not so much nosy. But it couldn't hurt. But she has treed so many squirrels, man. Way more. So when I got her, and her age versus when season started versus when blah blah blah, how the time card was going to play out for us with her age matching up with the start and end of season. My goal, my ultimate goal for her was to tree 5 squirrels. That was my goal, to have Tilly tree 5 squirrels this season. Now we're not even out of season yet. She still has opportunity to tree more, and the weather has been phenomenal up here for the past couple, probably about the last week. But I have just not got up and went. I've been doing other things, being busy with the music and things like that. But we still have about a couple weeks left, close to a couple weeks left anyway, of season, and she could still tree some more. But my ultimate goal, and I would have been very satisfied and very happy with her, is 5 squirrels, and that's a very, very extremely low bar. But I know I don't hunt that much. I know I'm not in the woods all that much. I know I'm not pushing a dog a lot, and I'm not putting a lot of pressure on a dog either to do something. So I just set my bar super low for 5 squirrels. Now, ultimately, Tilly has come out of the woods with close to 20 or 25 squirrels this season. That is, well, not just come out of the woods, but she has treed 20 to 25 squirrels since season started. And she treed probably 5 or 6 prior, right? So there has been some hunts and there has been some squirrels that we have got out and gotten that we didn't get on the YouTube, just because it's just like one of those things. I wasn't out to make a YouTube video, but we were just out hunting, right? So sometimes I like having time to myself. I don't got to share everything with you guys, you know what I mean? So, but Tilly has done absolutely phenomenal. She has blew past and surpassed the bar that I was set for her originally, which was 5 squirrels, by almost 20 squirrels or somewhere in that area, right? So she has done absolutely fantastic compared to the amount that she's been in the woods and the amount of effort that I've actually put pressure on her in the woods. The dog has been pressured at 0. I have not pressured her to do anything. I've showed her what to do and she's done it. And Tilly has been treeing squirrels. She treed her very first squirrel when she was 4 or 5, I believe 5 months old. I have that on video. You guys seen that? It's in a short. She treed that at the park, and you know, the most that she treed in a day so far. Well, in a day, the most that she's treed in a hunt drop is two back to back, and you guys got to see that one too. So that's the most that she's ever treated in one day, is the 2 squirrels. But I will also say I have not had Tilly in the woods longer than 3 hours at one time, right? So we have not been to a patch of woods longer than 3 hours. I have not taken her to more than one patch of woods at a time. So I've caught her in one patch of woods, and the longest that I've ever had her there was 3 hours. And we just walked around, blah, 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 etc. You guys know the deal. But for that being said, Tilly being still very, very young pup, she is not even 2 years old yet. I mean, you guys know her birthday just came up like 2 months ago, so she's like 14 months old, 15 months old, something like that. And she's treated me between 25 and 30 squirrels since the first squirrel that she ever treated, right? So pretty good on that. And I these days I'm kind of just wondering back and forth to myself, still about the coon dog stuff, still looking at the heat seeker stuff, still sitting there going, maybe, but I'm just gonna take what I got for now, and hopefully we can get some more trees made for you guys before the end of season. I don't know what my stuff's gonna be looking like. I got a whole bunch of stuff going on, and I have started a whole ball rolling over there on the music side of things. So I don't know where that's going to end up taking me, but we are going to definitely come back, and we're definitely going to try to keep up on the videos for you guys. I know they pumped this one out a day late for y'all, but we are just out here living our lives, man. We're just out here living our lives. I hope y'all enjoy this video. Y'all keep them treated, man.